perspective. Chael, next segment, call-outs. We had some great call-outs last weekend. Let's rate these call-outs with a letter grade. So Teacher Chael, Mr. Cormier, we're going to call ourselves Mr. on this segment. Let's get to those call-outs. We start with Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Dana,
All
give
right,
me a
Chael.
jet to Spain, baby. I'm coming for Ilia Topuria. And if he doesn't want it, f it. I want Ilia, baby. Give me Ilia.
All right, now I got to give him a B. I got to give it, but I don't think he would give himself a top grade either because he hedged just a little bit. The one thing you need in a call out is you as the captain of your army have got to align all those cannons, all those Twitters and Facebooks and Instagrams, and let them know which direction you're going. What was so fun, I loved it. I loved when Sean did it because there's no part of me that believes that he's going to go and fight Topuria. He knows it's Merab. Merab weighed in the day before. Merab was announced 3 weeks ago in Anaheim to be next. Merab was sitting in the front row, waiting for Sean to call him out so Merab could bust through security and get a face-to-face off like the one that you helped set up for the big showdown in Perth between Islam and Volk. So I only share that with you. I loved it because that's what Sean was really doing. He was trying to stick it to Merab. The bad news is he started to realize what he did by calling out Topuria. He kind of looks over his shoulder. He starts to see, hey, we got a whole production team that's got this guy in the front row queued up, and he starts to take it back a little bit. He says, well, I will fight whoever you want. I just wish he would have stayed with it, partner. You and I could come out a day like today and fix it, let the world know who his opponent's really going to be. I liked that he was being almost mean-spirited towards Merab.
B- for me, Chael, for all those same reasons. He was going to call out. It was almost like a not real call out of Ilia because even when I sat down with him and spoke to him, he even told me, he goes, I thought that the fans would respond to the Ilia call out a little bit better than they did. Then he went back to it. And then when he went back to it, he kind of realized right in the middle, I'm fighting Merab, man. They're not going to give me the Topuria fight. He hasn't defended. Let me kind of just stay in the middle. It doesn't work when it's in the middle, but I'm more into it today. Before I would have gave it an F. But I am more excited after watching him compete last weekend because I feel that in due time, Ilia Topuria versus Sean O'Malley would be a really, really good fight. All right, Chael. Now we get to Jack Della. Jack Della calls out the boogeyman. Listen to this.
There's some scary people in this division, but I'm the scariest. And Shavkat Rakhmonov, I think me and you could make a hell of a title eliminator. One of the best in the business. Let's go.
There was two things here, okay? Two things happened at once. He did not only call out Rakhmonov, he also set the stakes. He set the stakes for title eliminator, which quite frankly sounds right. I don't know that I believe that Rakhmonov, who's 16, 17, maybe even 18-0, he's won so many fights with no losses and all by finish that I've lost track. I don't believe that he's going to need to do more than one fight to be in that conversation. Now, I tell you this because Belal Muhammad, just for comparison, is next. We're told that he's a number one contender and that he's going to be fighting with Leon. Well, Belal did a number of great things to get that spot, but the final thing that he did is he beat Gilbert Burns. It was very close and competitive. You got Jack stopped Gilbert Burns. I mean, just for a comparison, I know Jack's not going right into a title shot. I just wanted to make sure the audience knows that this is going to be a very reasonable name, and ultimately part of there is a litmus test, which is, do you get the fight? You and I are coming at it from an entertainment standpoint. Ultimately, do you get the fight would represent your letter grade. I know we're not there yet. I think so, though. No one else is going to call out Rakhmonov. I have not heard any better ideas. I know that Rakhmonov currently has a hurt ankle, but I imagine Jack would want a little bit of time off. I think he's going to get the fight.
A+ for me, Chael. A+. It was perfect. And again, you set the stakes for what the fight means. Title eliminator. UFC goes, oh, thank you for doing my job. I'm sitting right next to Sean Shelby. I go, wow, he called out Rakhmonov. Nobody else is with their hand up. He goes, nobody has got their hand up to fight Rakhmonov. So what you do, when you know that you're getting close, you call out the most dangerous guy, and you make sure that if you fight the most dangerous guy, you get the reward at the end of it. If you can get your hand raised, it was an A+. Great job by Jack Della Maddalena. Last one. Curtis Blaydes beats Jailton Almeida, and he says this.
I believe me and Aspinall got some unfinished business. I'd like to get that one next. That's my next fight, Aspinall.
All right, now I got to be real fair. Back when I was in school, you could argue. It was called office hours. You show up to that professor's office hours, you put that paper down, and you make your case. You might get him to regrade you. Well, that's what's happened here, because Uncle Chael gave Curtis a C. I gave him a C because when he said that Tom and I have unfinished business, it's like, hey, Curtis, if we're going to tell the story, let's tell the truth. You fought Tom, you beat Tom. Tom went on to Madison Square Garden to win a world championship. You went to the undercard. Tell it like it happened. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, those two fought. Curtis went to his hometown. Curtis found a way to win in the very first round. Usually that's celebrated. So I only say it because I thought it was going to kind of be dismissed. I thought it put Tom in a perfect position to dismiss it. Now, when I talk about amending the grade this morning, Tom's people reached out to me and said, we'll take that fight. I got to bring that to you. And if that's hit the media by now, I haven't seen it. I've got the text directly to me. I want the credit for this. I hope I'm bringing that to you. Maybe you've already heard, but if you get the fight from Tom, even if they don't make it, but he says that, you did something right. I'm giving him an A.
I gave him an A minus, Chael. Look, it won't be big because Curtis Blaydes does not have that personality. He will not yell in the octagon. You can almost see him with his arms crossed like he's inside of himself because he's uncomfortable making the call out. But I give him an A minus because of this. He recognized the situation and knows the circumstances. He is about to watch a guy later in the evening be in the same situation he can find himself in, want to fight over a guy by an injury that ultimately became the champion, knowing that Tom Aspinall does not have an opponent, knowing that there is an opportunity to get your hand around a belt. That is exactly the perfect thing for Curtis Blaydes to do. I'm giving him an A minus only because he's standing in there like a shy kid at a dance in middle school, and he doesn't have the delivery. But guess what? I can't ding him too bad because he had the right script. He just does not know how to deliver it. That's not his personality. But great job on my end when I talk about Curtis Blaydes.